What is the hardest game? Many people argue about that. I think first you need to define what a game is. Is life a game? If so, it's hard for me at least. Guess Who is a game, right? I used to think it was easy, but now in 2023 it seems impossible to play.
Is your character a woman?
If we think of just hard video games, sure there are many of them, but even those games are beaten by girls on dance pads or speedrun by grandmas. There is one game though that many people online have tried to beat, but most of them failed to do so.
What the f? The ball disappears halfway to the plate. How are you supposed to hit that?
How do you even throw that bitch?
The game in question is Kumano Pooh's and Home Run Derby, or for those of you who don't speak anime, Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby, and it is possibly the hardest children's game of all time. This Flash game came out in 2007 and was made for a Japanese Disney game portal, where Japanese kids could go and learn that life is not fair. Games like Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby taught kids that video games are a waste of time and detrimental to your mental health, which is why they should just concentrate on becoming functioning members of the society instead. Some years later, people in Nichanneru, the Japanese 4chan of sorts, found out about the game and challenged each other to beat it. It didn't take long for the news to spread on other respectable sites like Reddit and 4chan. Since Flash these days is not really supported, if you yourself want to try this game, I have a link down in the description to the Flash player and the game itself, which you need to play it. I guarantee though, you will get PTSD. The gameplay is very simple. You control Winnie the Pooh with your mouse and clicking hits the ball, if you can manage to hit it. Also, the ball has to go straight forward, since if there's too much of an angle, it becomes a foul ball. And not only that, only home runs count. So just hitting the ball is not enough, it needs to be a perfect shot. There are 7 stages, each one increasing in difficulty. The first opponent is Eeyore, and you have to hit 3 home runs out of 10 tries. Since he just farts the balls out of his ass, this stage is pretty easy for anyone to clear. Next up is your mom, who tries a bit to juke with her throws, but it's still nothing too hard. After that, it's Piglet, who throws fast balls. Up to this point, even middle-aged bald gamers should be able to defeat these stages in a couple of tries. From here on though, the game says, "F the laws of physics, you came to play, let's play." Now it starts to get annoying to hit the balls, and more than half of your hits have to be home runs. The rabbit doesn't play around either, and somehow manages to accelerate the balls mid-flight.
No way. I'm trying, it's moving too fast.
Oh, this is not good.
At this point, you should head to the shop in the game where you can buy upgrades, such as power, meat, and speed. Power makes you hit harder, meat makes it slightly easier to hit, and speed makes you fast.
It's chili dog time.
6th stage with the owl is where most people rage quit the game. You got to hit 19 home runs out of 35, and it's ridiculously hard to hit the ball straight when it keeps going from left to right. After an hour of trying and getting 18 home runs out of 19, I enraged. Instead of trying more, I farmed points and levels on the rabbit for an hour and a half to max out my stats. Even with maxed out stats, the owl wasn't easy and it took me another hour to beat it. Next up was Tiger, where you gotta hit 28 home runs out of 40, and that is a ridiculous amount. Not only that, the asshole makes the ball invisible mid-flight. One could think, oh, you just need to get the timing the same every time. But the thing is, he throws the balls at different speeds too, so you can't rely on just getting the timing right. And don't forget, this is supposed to be a fun flash game for kids, and even here, I have spent around 4 hours just getting to this guy, who is impossible to beat for a kid, even if you're Japanese. But for the sake of this video, I spent another 2 hours playing this stupid f***ing game, and eventually I was barely able to beat the stage. Now, remember when I said that there were 7 stages? Well, that's not exactly true, since there is a final special stage with possibly the hardest boss in video game history. Christopher Robin. This mofo is impossible to beat. He combines all of the previous throwing styles so that you can never predict what comes next. But even worse, you have to get 40 home runs out of 50 throws. Statistically, you have better chances in making Megan Fox your girlfriend through RuneScape than beating this guy. It takes like 5 hours to get to this stage, and then you either spend the rest of your life playing this old children's flash game, or you do the sensible thing, which is to give up. And that is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna spend the next, I don't know, 12 hours in the hopes that maybe I can beat it just for this stupid video. So if you wanna go try it yourself. I'd rather just go to sleep. So see you next time.
Psst. Up here.
Winnie the Pooh?
Yes, it's me. You can't give up now. We have to beat Christopher Robin.
But I'd have to start from the beginning again.
Yes, but the video is lame if you don't go the distance. First thing in the morning, you start from the beginning. That'll make the rest of your dream worthwhile. Thank you, Potus.